Hello everybody, welcome to my second Resistance 3 video gun guide. Today we're doing the Bullseye, and I am Alex from Loho Gaming, if you do not know already. And yes, this is going to be a gameplay commentary of the Bullseye gun review, and probably a pretty good class setup. I want to go ahead and say right now, the Bullseye is one of the best weapons you can actually use in the game. It is actually the second versatile weapon that I believe would be in the versatile class, along with the M5A2 carbine. That's why I did this second, because one, this is the second weapon you unlock in the game, and two, it's just so damn good. But the thing is, a lot of people use it. Now, let me explain my class a little bit to you. I'm running with a spotter and a doppelganger ability. Yes, I know last time I used that doppelganger for the M5A2, but in reality, it was supposed to be the M5A2 carbine's combat ability was supposed to be my second ability, not doppelganger, was supposed to be assassin. So I put that in the description of the video to explain anything that, I may have ran with, and wanted to go ahead and put that out there just so you know. Now, you also may have noticed I'm running with an M5A2 carbine as well. That may seem a little weird, but one of my attributes is strapped. Strapped allows you to have a secondary weapon, as this game does not come with secondaries besides fire. Now, the thing is, if you upgrade strapped, you can have 3 guns instead, 2. But I just like to keep it simple and make 2 guns instead. So I go ahead and use the M5A2 because, once again, well, actually I just use it because I just like it. The M5A2 is a rather decent weapon and will totally go. It does complement the Bullseye. One, the Bullseye does not have a lot of range either, so the M5A2 can beat that. And if I'm running around and I can't really take out a guy because he runs a corner and my tag system doesn't work on him, I whip out the M5A2 and use a noob. I'm about to say noob tube. A grenade launcher shot on him. A lot of people call it noob tubing, but in this game, I don't consider it that. Now, you may have also noticed I did tag this guy. As you can see, I got a bounty hunter and killed him, which was pretty good, actually. I didn't expect me to actually get that guy. That little red flare that you saw, that actually shot out, that is what a Bullseye-Tag system works like. As you can tell, one of the guys behind me actually recently tagged the enemy, but I believe I might have gotten the kill. I didn't remember. Well, either way, the guy behind me tagged him, so when you tag somebody, which is the secondary fire for the Bullseye, it allows you to have perfectly accurate shots. Now, if an enemy runs behind cover, this obviously makes a lot of sense. Just you tag and, try to, kind of really get him out of cover. Basically, try to shoot around the cover and kill the guy. But a lot of people are smarter when it comes to Bullseyes. There is an attribute called the hazmat suit, which when upgraded allows you to you don't get stuck with tags and you don't get stuck with magnum shots. Now, if you just seen that, I actually tagged 2 things at once. One, the Bullseye can tag items and like turrets or ammo beacons. Not little miniature turrets from the marksman. The one I was shooting earlier, I don't know why, those little things don't die. But as you also noticed, when I shot the guy, other tags shot out as well. This is because this is what the secondary fire upgraded is. Instead of shooting at one tag, kind of like the spotter, when you upgrade it, you can do multiple at one time. So, with that, I can take out 2 guys at one time, which can allow me to get a double kill and help me get my, berserks faster. It's a very, very useful tool in combating the enemy. And one thing for sure, even though it doesn't have range, it makes up in rate of fire, and it definitely makes up in damage. The closer you are, the more damage you're going to do, obviously, kind of like a shotgun, the more damage you're going to implement in. But if you feel like you're kind of missing your shots, line up that secondary fire with the tag system, and go ahead and just wail on them all day. Up close, it is pretty accurate, I will admit. It does have some pretty decent accuracy, but other than that, if you want to get like full throttle bullets going in, the Bullseye is your thing. The secondary fire is actually called the Bullseye. That is why the gun is, nicknamed the Bullseye. And if I remember correctly, it's been here since Resistance 1. It is a Chimera and submachine gun and has been implemented in tons of Resistance games. It is one of the most profound weapon of all time, just like the M5A2. Where, Insomniac felt this is definitely a weapon worth keeping. A lot of people actually came back with feedback and said that they loved the Bullseye. And I wouldn't blame them. Now, also, I'll get back to my class in a second. Oh, I can get to it right now. You remember in the previous video I said I hated hedgehog grenades? Well, I don't really... I just hate it when people use them constantly. That's just this one thing. Like, nobody can really use shrapnels nowadays. But there are weapons that the hedgehog will complement, along with the EMP grenades and the smoke grenade. Every grenade on here will go good with something. In this particular situation, the hedgehog is a pretty much useful... It's a pretty useful grenade going into combat because, one, if you're running around a lot with the Bullseye, you probably are going to be running around quite you're going to be running around a lot. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be, running around with, like, acting like you have a shotgun and just, you're going to be running in there plowing, through guys and you're just taking them out left and right. So why not have some backup with the hedgehog? Now, a shrapnel grenade would be good too. Now, a shrapnel grenade goes good with anything because it's a shrapnel grenade. It will get you that designated kill. But another thing is that the hedgehog will keep my back covered while I'm running, and not to mention, it'll also kind of help me get a little kill in the front, as you can see there. But also, I did turn around because I threw a hedgehog first, planted on the ground, and ran out because I'm afraid that if I get chased, I'd have at least some covered backup. And even if my hedgehog does not kill the enemy, it sure as hell will at least leave quite a blood stain. This guy was so annoying the entire game. He just used the Kyro gun the entire time. That is going to be a gun later, but not right now. We're going to wait it out. Well, let me get back to explaining more about the attributes in the class. Why the spotter ability? Once again, you're going to be on the run. So having the ability to see and spot enemies, and also, even if you don't get the kill, you'll still get 180 points for it. That is including, you'll still get a ribbon out of spotting the enemy. And if upgraded, you can spot multiple enemies at one time, which is only 2, but still, that's pretty good enough, right? I probably should have tagged him there. I don't know why I didn't. Unless I didn't have it, I didn't really pay attention. But the second round is totally where the gameplay picks up. Now, why the Doppelganger as well? Why, Alex? Why would you use the Doppelganger for a Bullseye? Why not something else? Like Assassin, like you said with M5A2. You said they're the same, right? Well, they do complement and defeat each other. Yeah, I agree, but one thing is for sure that the Bullseye definitely has to have a Doppelganger, at least in my opinion. Mainly because, like I said, you're going to be running around. Enemies are going to be shooting at you. You might as well have a little bit of backup with you. No, the Doppelganger is not shooting anybody. It's just there to provide for stupid people. People who are... And not to mention, good for running around corners and taking out guys. And somebody shoots at your Doppelganger, you kind of like... They'll show off where they are, give away their position and stuff like that, and really it's just something that could be useful, I guess you could say. You can put on anything you want, yes, but this is something I like to run with. Now, another thing is, why don't I run with the air-cooled barrel? Increase that rate of fire and really do some damage. Well, the Bullseye's rate of fire is already high enough. It doesn't really matter what you do with it. The M5A2 carbine definitely works with air-cooled barrel, I agree. Now, also another thing is, you realize I do hip fire a lot with this gun. So why not the gunslinger? Well, the hip firing on this weapon is pretty decent in its own because it is a close quarters weapon. It's a submachine gun, it's going to be doing quite a bit of good damage at lower ranges. And getting pretty accurate shots in. And if I can't even hit the guy, I'll tag him. Tag him and bag him. That's what we do. That's exactly how this game will work. Now, my other attribute, if I believe I was correct, it was strapped. I'm not 100% sure on what the other one was. Hold on, let me remember real quick. Well, while I try to remember what it was, it definitely was not, it could have been Gunslinger. But, increasing, okay, let me explain the reload speed with Gunslinger. You know, it does increase your reload speed. An M5A2 carbine is a slow reloading weapon. The Bullseye is a faster reloading weapon. Because once again, you're on the run and you're running around, you want that speed. Yes, Gunslinger will probably help you in the long run, but you don't really need to use it. Yeah, increased hipfire is good and all for level 1, and getting reload speed increase is good too, but the M5A2 definitely needed it. And it definitely needed an air-cooled barrel to do that good decent amount of damage. Now, I know for sure I have strapped on. I do use the M5A2 carbine a lot. Mainly, it's just a backup weapon. And I did actually see that guy coming. I was like, you're not getting past me, boy. But I totally have to agree that... But you can use anything. Sorry. If you want to run with strapped, you can use anything. If you want to go with 3, you can use a shotgun with it if you wanted to. It's up to you. If you want to, you go ahead and go with this class. I probably won't remember what my first attribute was, but I'll put it in the description for sure. I do pick up quite a bit of good kills here. The thing is, my accuracy with the augury was pretty awful that day. And one guy actually took my kill. Either way, you still get quite a bit of points for it. Back then, it used to just be 90 before Double Experience Full Week came out. And here we go. Going Mutant. And you get 100 points a kill, you know, all that good stuff. Oh, another thing about the tag system, I guess. Like I was saying earlier, you can tag items and stuff. That could be useful too. Turrets are rather really annoying. Yes, they are. So if you want to just get in there and not worry about having to get shot at, tag it, run around, and just shoot it. And not to mention, you also notice that I get a lot of good headshots with the M5A2 carbine, but the M5A2 is one weapon to get headshots with, obviously. The thing with the Bullseye, I wouldn't really say it's not headshot ready, but it sure as hell probably won't give you all those good headshots that you wanted. It's definitely good for on the run, getting around and stuff like that. But one thing for sure is, I did say that you're going to be running around a lot with it. Body armor would be a good one to use if you wish to use it as an attribute. If you upgrade it, you can get... Well, level 1 allows you to have increased health, and if you upgrade it to level 2, you have increased movement speed. And not to mention, Hazmat Suit would also work. It keeps mutator shots and Gyro Gun. Well, it basically kept... I think it was mutator shots. I think it does less damage from mutators and stuff like that. But since, you know, people use the Bullseye 24/7, and if they catch you using the Bullseye, they're probably going to try to use it themselves. Now, I wouldn't blame them in that kind of situation either. I am totally one for the Bullseye. No lie. Well, we're starting to get kind of close to the end of the video. I want to try to wrap things up here. But definitely this class is really worth it. There is not a ton of abilities that do work with a lot of these weapons, but I'm trying to get through as many different abilities and attributes as I can. I will post in the description what the first attribute, the tactical attribute, I believe it was. I'll post that in the description what it was, but anyway, see you later, guys.